Hi, everybody. I have a very special guest on my show today, Friday, the 5th of June. Is it the 5th of June? I don't live in time frames, so yes, the 5th of June. He is John from John Little from Surdurus.me, and that's the name of his website. He'll say it again. And we have had a very interesting conversation, not only about common law, but also about how to comport ourselves in this world. And we entered into a very spiritual conversation that I'd love to share with all of you, my listeners, so you kind of get a clue of all the nuances and everything that's going on right now on our planet, planet Earth, and not the synthetic world that has been created around us. So as we see the walls come down from this synthetic construct, if you like, of the world that has been created amongst us and around us that we permitted up to this point, and now we're having a lot of beings, as myself, as John, and many others that actually can assist you with your legal body, your spiritual body, your physical body, your emotional body, and your actually causal and etheric body, which is what I do in my practice. But this was a very interesting conversation that I invited John to come on my show to have with us, and I'm going to actually have John come on and start talking about these different things, especially with the legal body first, and then we're going to migrate over to the spiritual and how it's all connected and how it's all interconnected, and how you guys can also become the greatest aspects of what you truly are, which is your infinite self that I keep on reminding everybody of. Anyhow, without further ado, I'm going to bring in John, and he's going to immediately start talking about our common law rights, the practice that he has, the practice that Carl Lentz has, and you can find him on YouTube. I'm not going to be able to post here on Spreakers the links and everything to these individuals, but you're certainly welcome to actually go to my YouTube video where you can listen to this, and I'll have all these links to John, to Carl, etc. So without further ado, I'm going to bring John on board, and thanks again for being here at Surfing the Cosmic Waves with your host, Sonic Nova, aka Sonia Novik. Look forward to this great conversation that we're going to have. All right.
You called me at the perfect time. Hey, how are you? Hey, I got a question for you. What's Lord Paradox? What's the Lord Paradox?
Lord Paradox.
Oh my God!
Are we living in a paradox?
Oh my!
Living a paradox?
It's huge. It's a huge paradox.
I had that nickname. It used to be Lord Paradox. Like everybody thinks I'm in the form because I got the 3 X's. But it used to be I had it when I was like 16. I'm now almost 40. But when computers, first internet, I had it when I was 16. Lord Paradox, and it was 1 X. As I used it through the years and stuff like that, other people started stealing my name. So there's a lot of other Lord Paradoxes out there, but I was the original. But I've been had to go down to the triple X now. So.
That's funny. Oh, because they take the name, right?
Yeah, because they steal it, right? They steal your login name. So yeah. So it's kind of funny. But I've had that for going on almost 20 years now.
That's funny. That is too trippy. Yeah, because I have, Sonic Nova, and I started it, like you said, in the days of, 1990, 91, 92.
Shit, and
right.
Get email and stuff. It was just names back then, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's I have to put Sonic, Nova, and either 111, I use 11111.
Shit. Put a claim on the internet.
There you go. There you go. You should put a claim on the internet. That's too funny, John. Oh my God. Well, I've been listening to Carl nonstop, and I downloaded most of his. The one that I've been listening to is the very first audios that he put on TalkShoe. And especially about a claim, because that's what I'm doing, John. so I've been listening to these claim audios. What's that?
And the more, I understand, the more you listen to them, the more it's like, oh, shit, I'm not ready to hold for it yet.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, there's so much to it. Yeah, it's simple, but there's so much that you got to lose of them. It's their trickery that you got to be able to get by and know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, because it's easy for us to go there. Oh, yeah, I'm making a claim. Well, are you the man? Or are you the person? You know, or who are you? Well,
right.
Are you looking for the man, or are you looking for the person here today? You know, like even just starting off, you know, it's tricky. So that's good. I'm glad to learn and keep learning and keep studying them because I can. Right now, last night I was just saying to the wife, I think I finally heard everything that Carl has to say. This is after, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000 hours of talking to Carl, all his
I'm
like, oh, I think I've heard pretty much everything that Carl had to say now. So, if you're still listening to stuff and you're like, oh, that was cool, I learned something new, you got more listening to do.
I keep like, John, I keep listening to the same, like it's actually episode 3, Claim Lawsuit. Is the one I keep listening to because it has.
You really got to listen to them all because
I am.
It's almost like you know, those episodes, they're very limited in information. You know, they're very simple. But he's leaving out a lot of the stuff that people since then have gone into those claims, have went as a court as a man, have you know, cases trespass on or got certain cases into the case, have had cases thrown out, and all this other kind of stuff. So he's even learned a lot of stuff in audio. So that's what I'm saying, like the whole private person, the person, and all that kind of stuff. He's even figured that all out, how that works, and how that and everything else. You know, it's fun. Did you hear the last call that he had on My Private Watch with Angela there with Dean Clifford?
No,
great,
I didn't.
What a great call! I'm telling you, man, it's just awesome that you speak. You really hear how he's just schooling everybody. Oh, he had Bob, what's the other guy? Rob, what was it? Rob Platt? Yeah, Rob Platt. And he's just schooling him the other day, too, on it. You know, just schooling. He's like this big wig at the Freeman, right? It's just hilarious.
So he made him look like he made the guy look like an ass, the freedom movement guy.
You know, it's like my kids might talk to me about, you know, engineering something. You know, I'm an expert in it, but, you know, they're going to tell me what they learned on the internet. You know, it kind of seems like that. You know, it's like they're completely out of the league when Carl speaks. You can see
Yeah.
He speaks.
Right.
They're like, compared to him. We really are compared to his knowledge of law and honor and all this other kind of stuff and how stuff of a man, and it's just not even it's just life in general. So it's getting out on his lifestyle. It's a freaking lifestyle.
Yeah, it is. I agree. I totally agree with you that it is a lifestyle, and I have to ingrain it in my head. You know, and get rid of that, like I emailed you back, you know, the INGs, the past. There's no past. Okay? There's only the present moment, that present moment, right? I mean,
simple too, you know, it's like, you know, James Steele phone, give phone back. You know, I require phone back. That's how simple we have to be. You know, it's hard to think, especially us, because we're very intelligent people. We've learned all the fucking that stuff, we learned all the stuff. We're very intelligent. It's very hard for us to go, and I require to give back right card. It's really hard for us to do that, right? You know what I'm saying?
It is. I agree with you.
For years, and he did this, he did that, he did this. I suffered like this word. I completely put my own case out with all this word I use. Yeah.
Right.
Hilarious.
It is hilarious.
I just put a thing on Facebook. I was like, do you know Facebook is monitored, recorded, interpreted, and used in legal cases against the person all the time? Well, I say, it's a good work, you men and women who had time back cases of the government. You're making man wake up daily. We don't have an average. No need. Agents make 2 3 on need number 4 every day. Thanks for all the hard work. Keep it up.
I know. That's what I say too, John. When people get pissed off at that, I tell people, did you put it on your Sir Juris me, or did you put it on your? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I there's a plot.
No, I totally agree with you. What I tell, because I'm a spiritual teacher and all that, and I tell people they're doing us a huge favor. The more they repress and the more they take away and the more they basically they put resistance. That resistance is waking not millions, billions of people up, like daily. And all of a sudden they're going to have this whole. They're going to have 6 billion people running over them.
What's happening? People are waking up more. It's and it's the thing, when you're uncomfortable and you're scared, you move. Because
exactly.
Mad at the pain, the move? No.
Yeah.
Do something about it.
That's right.
Or get, or you just lay there and just let the pain take over and kill you. Do that,
right.
Yes.
Yeah, and most people, like I've always said, there's complacency on this planet, and the Buddhists call it torp, having torp, because if you're complacent when you're comfy, when you have your 2 cars and your kids are going to school and everything's going honky dory and you make your monthly mortgage or whatever, if you have a mortgage or your rent or whatever it is, and all of a sudden if they start taking that away, ooh, you get pissed. And then you wake up.
Right. Exactly. Oh well, I'm doing this, but it's, again, if we get 100 members, we only get maybe 2 or 3 that really get this stuff. That really oh yeah, I see what you're saying, and you're one of them, and I love it. So.
I'm glad, John.
You like how we changed the front of the page?
I do. You did a great job.
Nice and simple, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's not, well, I like the way that you guys have the fancy, the colors and stuff. I thought that was really cool.
Well, we added a notice on the front of the page a week ago. So if you haven't been on there in a week.
It's not on there. It doesn't say anything. It says
really?
Copyright, copy claim. Well, it says notice, fair warning, welcome. This is a private. Okay. I'll enter as a man or a woman. Right on. So any pretender that is acting as is going to be caught with his pants down.
Exactly.
Or his shirt down.
Well, they're already there. It's almost like, we already had the nuclear bombs, and this is just oh, by the way, now we got the plutonium nuclear bomb. Just to say,
Uh-huh.
No one thinks about that, at all. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious. I just got that to a report there back in April, and, I was going to know, with one set of notices, and this for, them coming after custody and support and all this other kind of craziness, you know what I mean? That never happened.
Like just recently, John, you faced that they came and harassed you again?
On the 16th of April. I finished it. I talked about the call and stuff like that. And basically what it was, I have an ex from back in my 20s. And basically, it went downhill real quickly. Your father's racist and stuff like that. It just, he found out my father had some ethnicity, and it just kind of went downhill. So, long story short, faced him himself, and but he never went for custody or never did anything. We were, amicable and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
He wanted to travel with them, so she wanted to get full custody, and I've got no problem with that. But in order for her to get a free lawyer and all that kind of shit, you had to use family services. And family services well, fuck, we're going to have to some money. We're gonna
of course.
Work, trying to get some money out of them. So, yeah, that didn't last very long. I sent a notice. They gave me 6 days to get ready for court. That's how fucking scared of me they are. And I put those notices in within 48 hours.
48 hours, right? Yeah.
Wait, and that's feel the fear. They even sent back my documents back in my name on those things, on the front, here, just exactly how I put it on my paperwork. First time I've ever seen it. So yeah, pretty amazing shit.
So how did you put it in your paperwork, John? Like, and you always send copies, right? You never send the original document that you created, right?
Give me all my stuff here. I'll tell you exactly.
Okay, cool.
Now, yeah.
Because I can learn from this, you know, because whether it's children or whether it's a bank account or whatever the hell it is, it's still a property,
right.
You know, so.
Okay, what they sent me was, they sent me this document, this file, and it's like a good, half inch thick, and it's got all the information and all the problems, or, everything about her life. They got nothing on me, right? It's hilarious. So I get that, and I go, okay. I sent it to the lawyer. Here's what I sent to the lawyer, okay? Now, it's sent, handwritten. It's got a Canada Post stamp on it from the post office right in the middle of the fucking letter. It shows my thumbprint, and I got a thumbprint on the back with a line going across the rest of the paper with a Canada Post stamp on the back of the paper, too. They're not adding up to my paperwork, you understand?
Got it.
Okay.
So that's why you put the stamp on the front and the back so they don't add anything?
Cross out the back so that they can't write anything there. So everyone knows if it's blank. If someone can add enough there and say that anything was on that paper.
Okay.
Okay. So the first letter, this is the letter you sent to the lawyer. Before you send anything to the court, this is what I sent to the lawyer. I basically sent to the lawyer what I'm going to put into my court as a notice, okay?
Okay.
And then notice, this is a private correspondence. Greeting, Jasmine Smith, caller, who I believe is a woman, who at times acts as solicitor for the woman, Jody Smith. Call her. I say something of I, a man, Jonathan Little, with all the proper pronunciation, that with the presence of I Act on April 15, 2015. I do not understand the legal language, so I tend to create an lawful remedy to prevent any trespass by you. Very important word. I believe this claim is with regard to Mrs. Judy Smith, South Kent, Mexico, with Brandon Smith, hereafter known as property. I say I give best wishes and permission for Jody to do with as she wishes now to the end of time with said property, which includes South Kent, Mexico, and or any other location. Okay, so that's the remedy for the custody.
Absolutely.
Okay? Now, with regard to the second matter, debt. Okay, now the debt comes from the solicitor, right?
Right.
Well, I said that. With regard to the second matter of the debt, I require your swap answer this by me. I wish to move your claim against I at the court. I say, believe I owe a debt as our said debt. I believe if I do like the debt. However, the debt doesn't fit. Here comes the honor. I have $20 per month at this time. Anything because I harm to help manage women in the care of I. Is anything else of value except for a debt? It's claim. It's and you believe and Jody, you believe is now supposed to. I say it's just notice not the right remedy with the pitch track of require with the community for alcohol with the invention with for any other management with the press that claim on the record and testify on their own to long debt to the conduct. So I may provide remedy to any such claim. I testify on the
Wow. Now did Carl help you write that or you just did it all by yourself?
No, it's fine. I've been a long time. I do this for a living now. Come on.
Yeah, so you know how to do that automatically, right? Not like me that's learning.
Well, it's automatic. Of course, I read these for Carl after I was all done, and he laughed, talked about it, great, but yeah. That after. Yeah. Now, listen to this. This is what I did to the court. I sent this home right to the mail, okay?
Okay.
So, Nick Amanda Evans, I found out learning what the courses that we dealt with before when it came to our kids.
Like what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, John, that they did that?
That's fine of us. Who we are, okay?
Yeah.
we delivered benefits, and we did all that mid-talk crap of all the fucking seed and all that other taking possession of our heirs and all this other kind of stuff. None of that no more. Greetings, Amanda Evans. I, a man, Jonathan Little, state pro-life Jonathan. I required to provide notice of remedies to a woman who needs justice. Summons I for what I do for claim, and I put the claim number. I require you to, the woman who at times acts as a public service, the time stamp please overwritten notice of I in the case of said woman. So I will provide remedies to said woman. I say I will verify he will all be true and will verify all be said open court. That was the instruction to put my foot in the case there. Okay?
Wow. Wow.
Now, here's the other thing. They sent me the legal woman sent me a contract to fill out that they could stop with property with Brandon, right? So I rewrote it because again, you have to understand the contract. It's a commitment.
Right. It's a new contract that they're offering you, right? Basically, every time they write you.
You read through the contract and send it back to them.
Right.
So I did that.
Right.
Here's what they want me to sign. They said, who are they concerned? I, Jonathan Little, all caps, am a lawful person with joint custodial rights of the child, Brandon Smith, being his natural father. Okay. The affected child has consent to sign with Josie Smith, father to child, as well as other family members, the child, maternal grandparents. I give my consent for Brandon to travel with Jody to Kansas, Mexico, the date, departure, blah, 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 and return on this date, okay?
Right.
So, I can't put my name on that. Like, that's so many different jurisdictions. That's all for the fucking things. I can't.
Of course. Of course.
Right. I put all the stuff they're saying, lawful person, Jonathan Little, all caps. That's my legal person. That's not
you. Correct.
It's me, but it's not. See, here's what it is. Here's how the thing you have to understand with the person, okay?
Okay.
You are the person. You are the person in your society. You could be a person in the Boy Scouts. You understand? You joined the Boy Scouts, and you're now a person in the Boy Scouts because you're not a man or woman in the Boy Scouts. You're a person. You're a Boy Scout. You're a victim, right?
Yes.
Correct. Can't be Sonia the woman and Sonia the person.
Correct. You gotta be one or the other, right, John?
Is they're trying to get you to admit that you are a person to the legal society.
Right. Not those. I got.
Are you looking for Sonia the woman, or are you looking for Sonia the person? Trying to handle the case because they have a picture of the person. Who say we're looking for Sonia the person? Oh, well, how do you assume that you have a jurisdiction over Sonia the person?
Right.
Well, I'm here as a man. I'm here as a woman. If there's any man or woman with a claim upon the record, they have to remedy any claim. And it's just that I don't take it. So anyway, here's what I went back to. I, a man, Jonathan Little, and Bob Little, say the woman, Jody Smith, has the permission of I to travel to Kansas on the date of April, blah, 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 with or date of April 15th, with Brandon Smith, Garcia, known as property. I give permission for said property to stay at, whatever hotel it was, dated, blah, blah, blah. See how I take right around?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, and basically that's what I put in the court. Now in the court I basically did notice, and the one I split them up. Instead of putting everything like the custody thing as well as the debt, I split them up. I just notice the remedy for the custody, and I just notice the remedy for the debt. I just basically split that in half. So I basically said the exact same thing, but I basically said, if there's a debt, I'm sorry to say it's true. I spoke to you, please go to you. As for the custody, I basically said, I give permission, and that's the rest of my life kind of thing. So, okay. Now, this is what they sent me back, okay?
Okay.
One page, okay? It is hereby ordered as follows: the applicant shall have custody of the child, Brandon Smith, okay? So, to get custody, if with the age of Brandon, and lack of action in the past, both parties are encouraged to help Brandon develop a positive relationship with his father. The actions shall be treated how applies to Brunswick, Canada, with the Brandon, blah, blah, blah. This order is effective from April 16, 2015. That's it.
So that means you ended up with custody of Brandon instead of her, right? Is that what you're saying?
Listen, all he's got custody of the file.
Okay.
Okay. I've got claim of property if I ever want to ever do that. But yeah, I've got claim. Yeah. I basically said I've got the best interest of the property at this time.
Right.
But I can certainly say, you know what, I helped create that property. But it's not about that. What the thing was they did exactly what I told them to do. I said,
what you told them to do. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
This is for the property. They gave her the property. If there's a debt, then I'm required to bring forth the debt. It wasn't even mentioned on the paperwork.
Right. No, I did see that.
No, we require you to get your bank records here. We require you to find out what you're asking. In here, like it's the 99.99% of every other man on this planet.
Right.
They didn't accept it. They wanted me to have their
That's because it's fraud. You're committing fraud. That's why. It's all fraud.
That's right. And I called them bluff on their fraud before we even got to that time. I basically said, well, yeah, no problem. I'll pay the debt once your claim is true and supposed to. Well, you better pay that debt, ma'am. I just said I'm going to pay that debt. Now get that man out there to testify that I owe a debt.
Yeah, and you guys that are pretending and telling me from child services that I owe you money, you better stand up in court as a man or a woman, showing proof that I actually owe you personally a debt, right? That's basically what you're saying, because there's no such debt that's owed to the corporation, because you don't work for the corporation.
Right. I don't work for the corporation. But see, their court, they can say, you know what, Sonia, I don't give a shit. You know what, even if I took this, not to say whatever dare, but they could have set up where they say, you know what, you buddy, you probably don't know this, you got it off the internet, but they know who I am,
Right, right.
But and said, you know what, you want your bank records, you want this, you want that, they certainly could have did that, and I would have just escalated, and I would have put my claim in, and I would have charged $45,000 for it. Right? But we're going to try to put all that, because, like I say, they've been dealing with people for years, and they're probably just like, they could go to her and go, yeah, good news, you got custody. Well, what about the money? Well, we're not going to do that this time, but it's like, good news, you got custody. So
that is funny. I could not pursue that, but you got custody.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just,
The system, I agree with you, is very paradoxical and very, very.
I love the system now. I fucking, me just sit here for like, oh my God, I can't wait to get the court. Oh my God, I can't. Can we see cops shit? Can we slow down and look at us, just hope they'll pull us over or something, or
I know it's funny how you want to do all these things, so that you could show them. I mean, I have listened to Carl, when he's with cops, or just show up. No.
Hey,
I did.
You got to know people. But
I did.
As a woman, come on. As a woman, you never know someone as a woman. Come on now.
I know, and that's what That's what I did. Yeah. Is that they just showed up, and for 3 hours they did this interview, which I don't have a problem. Truly, I thought it was disrespectful.
You got again, if they come to my house and knock, 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 FBI. Oh, wonderful, FBI. How wonderful. What's your name?
Right.
What's your first name? Blah, blah. Open the door. We're going to talk to you. Is that an order? Do you have a warrant? Do you have a warrant? Did you wish to make an appointment with me? What's the matter dealing with? Is there a man or woman claiming I've done wrong? Is there a claim being brought forth in the record? So, well, this is a financial matter. Oh, okay, it's financial. So you acquire my time to you? You want me to come in for an interview? Excellent. Now, if it's for your matter, hey, if it's for their matter, well, then I'm going to be charged, I make $50 an hour. So
right. This was for, but the way I saw it, John, is that this situation was partially I'm being responsible. I created this partnership, so I need to be responsible. I have a civil duty to the people that got screwed over, not by me. So I saw it as this is part of, this is kind of like, there's cause and effect, and this is the effect. Unfortunately, it didn't have the other positive effect, it had a negative effect because we got involved with a thief, and he stole from all of us. Okay?
Yeah.
So I felt it was my duty, so that's a little different. So I basically kind of put it at arm's length and went, when you're done playing your shenanigans with all these creepy people, let me know, till then. You and I are going to be at arm's length dealing with each other, so she's kind of gone away. So what happened, John, is they took my testimony, right? He leaves. I read my testimony, and they put this guy, the guy that stole the money from everybody, in the testimony with me, and I said very clearly it was the CPA that had been brought into the partnership, okay? I said, Bruce, and he actually wrote, Bert Greenberg, who's the guy that ripped us all off. And I read that, and I was furious. And that, because I remember listening, at this point I'm already listening to you, listening to Carl, and Carl and you have always said, if you have a legal, not lawful matter, you need to act upon it immediately. So that night, I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning, and my partner, Chris, who's an amazing writer, helped me write the notice, sent them a notice as a woman. I said, a woman, Sonia, okay, and then Nove. Yep. I turned it from, I went from basically statutory, now I went into common law. And I put them on notice, and I said, this is a notice of trespass. Okay. Yep. And I told him what it was that the FBI agent did, and I said, I do not know if you did this intentionally or unintentionally, but the case in fact is that when you transcribed my testimony, I'm not permitting you to submit it to any court of law, because it's the wrong testimony. And I said, I said something like, Chris helped me write the letter, but it was a word that we used that's basically saying that he's overstepping his bounds as a public servant. Okay. It was very simple. It was just 3 simple paragraphs that basically put them on notice that you don't submit this, and you have to, and I gave him the remedy. I said, here's the remedy. You have to change that part of the testimony, because that was the only part of the testimony was screwed up, to Bruce Kane. Yep. And I said, and furthermore, I'm here forthwith giving you notice that I, a woman, Sonia, do not agree to you just showing up whenever you choose, knocking on my door, and me attending to you. I have a life to lead. I have a business to conduct, and if you want me to assist you in this case, I'll be more than glad to do it. But you are going to have to make an appointment like everybody else does with me, and I'll be more than happy to assist you with this case, because I want to put these bad guys away just as bad as you do. And that's how I ended the letter. The next morning, I had the FBI agent calling me like 5 times because he knew he was treading on dangerous ground with me because I'm a woman. And also the district attorney of New York, Jeffrey, the guy that interviewed me, knew that I knew that I was standing in common law court. And I did stand in front of a grand jury of 12 people, of my peers. Okay, to give my testimony. So they were doing the proper procedure, and I don't want to screw that up. But I basically, sent a copy of that to Jeff, who's the DA for New York, and I sent a copy, or acting as, I should say, and the FBI agent's acting as, and I said, no more trespassing upon me, because then I will file a claim against you guys. Trespass, thank you, yeah. I didn't put trespassing, I did put trespass, but thanks for correcting me. Yeah. But after that, they were kissing my ass, and so I get it, John. It's like what... You're understanding
now, you're understanding why they're kissing your ass, because we got a lot of power in those courts, like, shit, and the funny thing is, they're thinking that, they have no idea that, you're learning the stuff, like, from Carl. They're just scared that, we've learned a little bit of this stuff, but now, like, we're getting the the master class.
Yeah, we are getting the master class, you know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody's coming around. All the gurus are coming around underneath this foolishness now. It's hilarious. I wish all those guys would just all get together and just start teaching their stuff, Carl stuff, and they'd be all set. They'd change the world overnight with all their members. Wow.
Yep, they would. And that will happen, John, trust me. I mean, that is going to come to pass.
Yeah. You have to understand it's not going to happen in the world because they can't. People are lazy. How many people can spend this amount of time? How many people can spend this amount of time learning like we do? You know what I mean? You got to be able to put in a university degree and basically to learn this stuff, don't you?
But you know what, John? It's like it's a different kind of university degree. If you're talking about the time spent educating yourself, doing it at your own pace, I agree with you. The time that you're going to put into it, and yes, I do have, like, one of my best friends, I told him, why the fuck are you paying the taxes to the IRS? They're a fraudulent corporation. What the hell are you doing? And he's always bitching and complaining about chemtrails and complaining about the cell phone towers, and I'm like, when you stop paying, I said, you have the right to stop to talk to me about this and stop complaining about this shit when you stop paying your taxes to a fraudulent corporation. And he's like, I don't want to spend all this time learning about this. And I said, well, you're going to have to if you want to stop this. You know, and you.
Hey, you can say that too. When the grocery store stops selling food or you can't afford it, you want to learn to fucking plant vegetables, well then you'll start. Lexus will pass all time. Fuck.
So I'm tired of people bitching at me and complaining. I go, either you're going to complain or you're going to claim. And they look at me and go, huh? And I go, yeah. Are you going to complain or are you going to learn how to claim?
That CPA one there I'm talking to, I talked to her for a good 45 minutes. She had about 15 minutes left. I told her, send me an email when you want to finish. She seemed really like she wanted to get into it, but I think I may have overwhelmed her.
You did a little bit, and I did talk. She's a client of mine, Diana is, and she's a good person, and she was like, I definitely have been educating her too, and I told her that. I said, Diana, you can't mix. Like, you can't. I did the same mistake. I told her, you can't mix the statutory law with common law. They're two separate, very separate things. So you can't bring an attorney. An attorney can never stand. In statutory law, they can stand all day, and they can actually read you the fucking Bible of their statutory law. But when it comes to common law, forget it. You are not allowed. You do not. They cannot stand in your place, and they cannot stand in anybody's place, and that's why you want to turn it to common law. And she goes, oh, I get it. I go, do you get it now? Do you get that if an insurance company brings in 5 of their legal team to the court and you switch it on them to common law, all those attorneys that they brought are useless. Useless. Right. And it's you against the owner of that insurance company that has to prove in a court of law, and even better if you get, juries of your peers to show up there and you have a jury of 12 people or 25 people or whatever it is to stand there, and they're going to be your judge. I said, it's not that the judges here are misnamed. I said, they're just the magistrates, and a magistrate is just an administrator. That's all they are. They administrate. So she was like, yeah, I'm learning, John.
You're getting there.
I am sitting there. So I told her, I said, don't mess with a stupid, statutory attorney. They're going to throw you under the bus. And the judges will throw you under the bus. Because it's who pays them more money. Can you pay them more money than the insurance companies? Because that's what they're doing behind doors, closed doors, okay? So who's going to pay them more money? She goes, they are. I go, so who's going to win? They are. I said, so who needs to learn about a common law? Who needs to learn how to turn this around and stand in court as a woman and give them, when you are bringing your case to the court and you actually filed, your claim, you're running the show, not the freaking supposed judge that they made us so afraid of. He's just an administrator. So look at him as an administrator. That's all he is. He's an administrator for the queen, okay?
That's right.
Okay, and we're the kings and queens. I finally got that in me, John, listening to Carl, because he was talking about the person that creates the documents is the creator, and you are the creator.
You're the court.
You are the court.
Saying at the wedding before, like people can have a Hindu wedding at the courthouse. They can have a white wedding at the courthouse. They can have any kind of courthouse that they want. The problem is they're going to the courthouse to the 99% fucking legal system.
That's right. That's right. It's not like Chris and I, we're partners and we're talking about like doing a ceremony, but we're doing a hand fasting ceremony, which is an ancient rite, and we're not going to do it at the fucking courthouse. We're holding a common law partnership.
You know what common law wedding is? It's just having witnesses. That's all you're going to have. Of your wedding and that you've been married. That's all it is. And then make a record of it.
Right. Right. And you don't have to submit it to these assholes.
Do with that.
Exactly. Exactly.
But again, you want to use the benefits and privileges of the legal system, you don't have to do it like that. That's the only thing. You want to use that benefit.
Right.
But now you know that you can't use it, you don't have to use it. Like I get all kinds of benefits. I've got fucking 5 kids. You get some out of the money that they throw to me every month, But that's all I make. That's all my income is. As far as they're concerned, I make that income from them, and that's it. Everything else is competition. That's it. Because nothing with them.
Yep.
So, yeah, great. Once you understand the differences, man, it's like, oh, my God, welcome to waking up to the whole other world that you didn't know existed. You see how much, like, this was sort of a mind blow for us because we were, we lost our kids when we learned this stuff, right? So we were and we were listening to Bashar and all this kind of stuff, so we were understanding about manifestation and opening up realities that don't exist.
Right,
that we live in a reality that anything is possible. So we went from a world that had no law, that was lawless, that they could do whatever the fuck they want to you. Now we live in this reality where, like, this mindset of this law that never existed.
And I bet you, John, the way that this went down because of you talking about Bashar, because I do the same thing he does. I channel beings that are amazing like that. And I'm telling you, John, like, these beings actually, like, you were woken up and you were awakened to a new reality. And all of a sudden, that's how you found Carl, is through attracting him into your life. Because otherwise, you would have never attracted him.
Exactly. I went through a reality that did not exist the path I was on before. And when people understand, like, they try to trick you, like, with these parallel dimensions and all this kind of stuff. It's not that there's a one parallel dimension, there's 100 parallel dimensions. And unlimited trillions fractions of dimensions.
That's correct.
You're moving your hand from one side of your body to the other side of your body. You went in a whole different reality than you would have went to a different way in that reality.
That's right.
You understand? Yeah, so when you understand that, it's like, yeah, anything is possible.
Anything is possible, and we are, and what I tell my students, I tell them we are creator gods. We literally are creator gods. And you start to learn, and that's why they got rid of common law. That's part of the reason why they got rid of common law. Because in common law, it teaches you that you are a creator God, that you are all-powerful, and that your word creates reality, your voice, your words. So I get that to the core of my being, John, because this is what I teach. I mean, this is what I live. So it's pretty amazing how this whole thing unfolds, So I had that. I already had that in my being, because I've been like what I call myself a multidimensional being, because I am, because I travel to all kinds of dimensions. I've been like...
It's funny, like, because, it's rough, but it's like we don't see the patterns now in people. So you can tell someone that are going to get this stuff, like, we did all the same stuff you did. We did a little better, all that paper and all that kind of stuff. It's like,
right.
You can see if it's going to get wrong. Like, if it's stuck in an idea, then I can't help you. But if you're able to keep going and got that because you're learning. So you're able to keep learning and go to the next level and not get stuck on that last level saying, oh, this is the trick, this is the answer. And that's their quality. It really is. A lot of people get something, find something like right now. We found this.
Right.
Even us, we have to understand that might be something better than there. Be something even better than this.
There always is stuff. I mean, I gotta tell you, I always tell people when I do readings for them, whether it's a relationship, whether it's legal, whether it's lawful, whatever the case may be, whatever you're seeking, there's a million trillion variations of that, because how many billions of stars are just in our galaxy alone.
Right.
So I tell people, you got to open your mind and expand it to that level, and you also have to call it into existence what you desire your outcome to be. So all along I've called it into existence no matter what people tell me, because I'm dealing with the biggest thieves on the planet, I am, with the banksters, and they think they're these high priests, that are over all of us and that they have domain over all of us, and I'm like going, you have no idea who the fuck I am, and when I see you in court, I'm going to strip you naked of your priesthood, of your position in your bank. It's going to be you and I as woman to woman, and let's see how much occult knowledge you have compared to me.
There you go.
Because there, I'm going to beat your ass, You're going to be begging for mercy when I'm done with you.
It's like that movie that you always see, you get the cocky bully, he's like, I'll get kick your ass. It's like, you never expect it. He comes out with a fucking karate kid kick and just nails everybody,
Yeah.
That's the thing. You go to these courts and they're so cocky. And then you bring in this kind of shit, they're just like, you can see the whole fucking room go, oh fuck.
Shit.
Fuck. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So the only, and I know I'm waiting patiently for Carl. I know he's a really busy man. And I know it will happen in the appropriate divine, like I always say, it's not my timing, it's the universal timing that says the door is now open to you and you can walk through that door. So that's really how I see that.
He's got that email, Court of Records. If you wanna write him at 4.
I did already, John. And I said whenever you're ready, whenever you have some time for me. And I did ask him, to please email me and let me know when the next show is because I want to be at that show and I want to call in if he'll let me.
Here's what I'm seeing happening. I think Carl's going into retirement. So, he's going back to his kids.
Okay.
All this fucking, this whole thing. And so, I'm still talking to stuff like that, but he hasn't done a show. He's done, he's uploaded stuff, from Angela's show and stuff like that, so he's still doing stuff there, but he hasn't done his own show.
He did, you know what? He did a couple of shows just really recently. He did a couple of...
But if you listen to them, they're not
oh, they're Angela's. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Angela's got over a little bit from there, right? So the Rock Class is one of them, and Dean Clifford's another one, and, so he's not really doing his shows on it. And I think that's what he's mentioned a few times that, he's going to start going backwards a bit or so. I don't know. So maybe we might have to, do I'll call him up and I'll say, listen, get that woman with me and we'll do a 3-way call or something here soon and try that with him. Because, I think he's going to get harder and harder to access here soon. I think he's just going to start saying, well, you know what, I said everything there is to say. Get her done, guys. It doesn't sound like to me. We'll see. But
we'll see.
I'll keep on him, stuff like that. I haven't talked to him since the first time, because I know, if I want from something, I just call him. Carl needs his phone, and I'm lucky to be in that club with him. But sometimes he does have a hard time getting back with customers and stuff like that. It's kind of sad. Like, come on, Carl, get the fucking, I try to be as professional as possible. I know it's just calls and stuff, but I'll get back to you.
Right.
It's hard to get back to people, it seems. So I'll keep trying on your behalf.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate that.
We can't get him to fucking do, because I know you want to get this shit going.
Back the ancient schools that we had, in ancient times, because I remember those previous lifetimes, where we actually really learned law. We actually really learned about the cosmos, about the infiniteness that we are, all those things. I definitely want to bring that to the forefront and start re-educating the masses, because I'm telling you, we are going to have disclosure, and we are going to have, we have the hidden ETs, and we have the reptilians that have been screwing with the planet, and it's time for what I call starseeds that come from other planets that are benevolent to take this place back to its origin, which is basically living in balance with the earth, not working against it, and killing the bees. I know why they're killing all the bees. It's because they want to put their bioengineered, which is part biomechanical, bees out there for their stupid fucking crops.
Yeah, exactly.
I already saw it, John. I literally could do that remotely, go into their labs, and I already saw that they're starting to procreate that are going to die. It's not going to work because you can't mix. Okay, they're trying to mix like a synthetic with a real being that came from nature, and that's a lie you can't break. But they're trying anyways, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's horrible that we can't get someone in office who's like, you know what? I'm gonna nuke the evil people in the world, you know, instead of fucking killing off all the good people, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, I think that's up to us to do that, and I do see an insurgence by them. They keep putting like resistance on us and keep putting pressure on us and keep taking. The more toys they take away from people, the more it wakes them up. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the old school boys are dying off. Like all the old school fellas and all that. Like the new generation is starting to wake up. Even the Rockefeller kids are starting to wake up because they kind of everyone hates us, you know, and it's like yeah. You know, so it's just a matter of time before people just start saying, you know, it really all they have to do is unplug. You know, you want to, you just fucking grab your piece of land, you send your nose to the fucking government, yeah, we live in here, common law, blah, 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 everything to private, and you fucking start your community like that.
Yeah, and I know that's what Carl's doing, you know. I know that Carl is basically kind of tired of people not getting it, you know, so I can understand why.
Yeah, you're starting to see it now, too, right? People, like, it's just, you can tell some people just will never get it. Like, just can't. Fluorinated or whatever the fuck it is, but
you know, there's people like that you know that come to me for help because I can do all kinds of wild things, you know, in the dimensional world, okay, not this third dimension, but others, and they'll come to me and I can immediately, like I have this family in Australia, John. They're being poltergeist like you wouldn't believe, and now I know why. I know that part of the problem is the guy that's in the relationship because he's so two-dimensional, okay, and he's all about the money. Money is his god. That he's actually bringing these evil entities into their home to attack them, and yet he wants to throw money, but cheaply, at someone to fix the problem. And I just sent him an email back saying, you know, like you did with me, you're not going to fix the problem by just throwing money at it. You need to participate in it. And if you're not willing to participate in it, I'm sending your $800 back today.
Yeah, don't waste my time. Yeah.
Don't waste my time. And I don't need to, because I have 20 other clients that give me a very nice lifestyle. You know, it's like, that's basically what we got to do with those people. It's like, you don't want to wake up? Next.
That's what the government's for. That's why we have a lovely, awesome government. That's honestly why I love my government. I'm like, oh, thank God that government's out there chemtrilling all these stupid people off and mowing them and shit like that. You know, and fucking taking them to court when they try to grow organic and shit. Thank God they're waking up the masses left and right.
I agree.
You know, it's like if my kid does something, you know, he steals from school, he's gonna get a spanking. You know?
Right.
Well, that's good government. That's good government. Yeah. You go put your kid in timeout and see what happens. See if they do it again. Yeah. Good luck with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's great government. I love our government. I think it's a great government.
You know, I've been saying that to people. I've been saying that what they're doing to us, our government, the reptilians that are being taken off planet, you know, and the people that are at the top of the pyramid that think that they own us. I said it's great. Every time they squeeze us, they wake up, like for every person they squeeze, they wake up 100 more. And I'm like, keep doing your good work. Now you're really waking up the masses. And what are you? And I know what their biggest fear is, John. Okay, because they don't know how to stop this. They don't know the cause of the effect that they're having on all of us. Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah. Funny.
They don't know. So their biggest fear and their biggest paranoia is that they are going to have 6 billion people trample over them and guillotine them and do all the things that they're planning to do to us. And that is exactly what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. You know, there is going to be, you know, it's going to be short and sweet, and there's going to, because I've had this vision.
Here's the opposite. Well, here's the opposite of the whole law thing. You have to understand, you know, a lot of these people that are learning this law are on the other side of the coin too, and so they're
Sure.
going to start realizing what's going on too.
You better believe it.
Oh yeah, it's going to get real nasty.
That's right. Yeah, it is, because these people are going to be lynched, and that's what they're afraid of, and that's what Bush Sr. said. Quite a few years ago, he said, if the masses...
But what you have to understand, here, I'm looking at it the opposite way. I'm not looking at that they're going to get lynched. Yeah, maybe so. But what I'm saying is the people that you're thinking are going to get lynched, they can see it as this way, too. Oh,
right.
Yeah, we are running a monopoly legal system. Oh, yeah, we kind of can't do anything we want to a person. And there's really nothing they can do. All they can do is complain.
Right.
Yeah,
Until you stand as a man or a woman in front of them, and you put them in the court to testify against you, and to testify if you owe them money or whatever their chicanery is.
And the other thing is, I would say, if you're going to start any communities, if you're going to have like any acreage where you have to start communities, you got to put up a good lawful court.
For your community.
And you understand what the court is, and if the community that comes in as judges, or if you need a jury, or if you need a judge, or whatever.
Right.
And she's done all lawfully, and if you get someone in there who understands the law, and they would have a great fucking community.
You would. That's the thing I've learned from Carl. There's a difference between legal and lawful.
Right.
Lawful is standing in common law. Legal is their legal fiction, their invention.
It's like saying English and Chinese.
Uh-huh.
I don't speak Chinese. Why do you keep on going to saying, I know Chinese, I do and when you see this shit, it's like, oh my God, how have they been getting away with this shit for so long? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, holy fuck, they've been getting away with this for 100 fucking years. How the fuck?
We all went to sleep because they lulled us into sleep. And that was, I'm telling you, John, this was not some people here, humans, that thought this up. This is definitely an off-planet, and I've connected to that off-planet intelligence that's kind of like a hive mind that is very sinister, and that's what's lulled all, because we are, as beings in these bodies, in these physical bodies, we have a tendency to be very trusting, and we can be sheeple. We really do have that aspect of us that kind of is like, oh, let me lull you to sleep. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's the aspect of us that kind of falls asleep, and that's what happened, So in the booms, the technological booms that we've had for the last 200 years, and people were doing great, and they were getting sick, and they were having babies like crazy, and they could support all those babies. It's like, oh yeah, let me lull you to sleep, okay? Yeah. And then now what's happened though is since 2012, okay? When they thought, like the Mayan calendar definitely denoted this, okay? Denoted the time where we were going to fully enter into our sun being exactly in front of galactic sun. Our galaxy, of the Milky Way galaxy, is directly in front of it. And that sun, what these guys are afraid of and have been, and that's also why they're chemtrailing, is that we're in the photon belt that wakes up everybody anyways. So regardless of that. Yeah, for the next 2,000. You know all about that, right?
Oh, I know all about that sine wave that was go to the top of the ball, that sine wave, the galactic plane, and, man, come on now, you're talking to who studied all of, Santos Donati's stuff. And,
okay, cool. So we're now... Like
we're right there, exactly.
So the quantum field is wide open to us, John, and I do all my work in the quantum field, okay? The quantum field was closed prior, it was starting to open in 2005. In 1987, it's really, when we had the harmonic conversions, that was like the beginning of us entering into that era, okay? Now that we're in 2015, we're really, like, that galactic center is actually feeding our sun and realigning it, and the sun is realigning the earth. And it's realigning all the people on the earth. So whatever poisonous crap that's been controlling us for 2,000 years or more, actually, is now afraid that it's going to lose, and it is going to lose its power. And the thing that we all have to realize and wake up to is that we are God creators. Because, the way I explain it to people is, we have that spark within us that animates us, and no matter if you're a person or a cat or a dog or a tree, we have that spark within us that is the creation itself spark. So how powerful are you, I tell people? If you have that spark within you, how powerful do you think you are? Do you think you have that spark and you're just going to kneel down? That's what they want you to do. So a lot of people that come to me with their spiritual issues, I tell them, when you wake up and realize who you really are, and that you are that divine spark itself, that you are that God being that's expressing itself through this body, you're going to go, holy shit.
People forget, like, me and Jess, we always, we like to smoke the herb, so we have a lot of time to get introspective of reality. And I really, drugs is a real big thing for people that they don't.
I know. I think
those get the Terrence McKenna and stuff like that. You'll get into some really interesting conversations.
I was a pothead for since I was 13 to 16. I was smoking 10 joints a day, and I was living in Mexico. When you had the real good stuff, not the Paracot stuff. And I did mushrooms when I was from 14 to 18 years old. I've done a lot of journeying, and I definitely recommend it for people to opening up their mind to the other dimensions.
Because if you don't, you'll never ever get those ideas or those senses.
No, that's right. Or you won't get that connection,
exactly. And it's just good for destroying the ego. The biggest thing.
Yeah, totally. That's the problem on the planet is that. Like this guy from Australia, it's his ego. What car do I drive? What house do I have? How much money I'm making? That's the ego. And I tell people, until your ego, and I'll send you the audio, John, because you'll love it. I'll email you if I can email it to you. I will be able. I'll send it to you through send it because it's a long audio where I was channeling Saint Germain, and Saint Germain was talking about it's the technology to let go of fear. And he was talking about having your ego take a back seat and surrendering to your soul, because your soul, if it navigates this physical ship, it'll navigate you to the places you want to go. The ego will never take you there. The ego will get you into so much poop. And that's what I tell people. If you want to get in trouble, let your ego run the show. If you want to get what you desire in life, then let your soul navigate the ship. The ego is there to protect you. It's there like a partner that's going to have this dance with the soul. It's not there. You're not going to obliterate it, because if you did, you wouldn't have a personality, and then you would be overtaken by the entities. So we don't want to do that, but we want it to dance. We want it to realize that the soul is there to serve it. And actually that it's a partnership, and I feel like once the soul and the ego, which is the personality, come together as a team, there won't be any more wars on the planet. There won't, because the inner war that's happening is the inner war that's happening with the higher ups that they have with themselves, and they're toast. I'm telling you, they basically. I call them the excrement of the earth, because that's what they are. Their brains are frickin' toast. You can't fix this. With them, it's like they're a goner. They're gonna be like the ash that's gonna rebuild the earth. But for those that are waking up, I totally tell them. I say, look, you want your life to go right. Stop letting your ego control things, and have your ego start interacting and kind of like embracing the soul aspect of you that's the all-knowing. It is the all-knowing. All the answers that you want and have that you ever desired are in your soul. You don't have to look outside of yourself. It's all within you. The whole universe is within you, I tell people. They don't get me when I say that, John. They don't.
Have you ever gotten to the Bill Donahue yet?
No. I haven't.
Okay. You know how Carl is?
Yep.
Okay. Let's put it this way. I'm not going to waste your time with fucking anything if it's not extraordinary, okay? So, you know, when we talk about Bashar, that's extraordinary. We talk about Carl, he's extraordinary.
He is.
Okay, well, Bill Donahue is extraordinary. Bill Donahue, he's a preacher. He reads from the Bible. Like, you've never fucking heard it before in your life. And, oh, my God, it is. You are the Christ. You are the constant. This is what the Bible's been telling you. This is what all the metaphors, all the blah, 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 all the words of the Bible, they all mean. There's not one contradiction in the Bible. This guy is beautiful.
Awesome. Awesome. So he actually really translates the Bible for what it really was, right?
I can't watch a religious person. Like, I hear a religious person on TV or something, or just even go to church. I can't do it. I just get that trans and I'm like, son of lying. I can't do that atmosphere. I can't do that preachy. You know, I can't do this guy. I can listen to things. And he's a preacher. He's got his own congregation, and he's not up there. Oh God, none of that stuff. He's just going through the Bible, and he's showing you. Blah, 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 this is what this means, this is what this means. And I'm telling you, you're going to be like, oh, my.
You know what, I think I have heard that from my friend Neil, you know, that basically did point him out because he was listening to Christian radio. You know, and he was actually, because my friend Neil is actually a psycho-spiritual teacher that talks about Buddhism and how the Buddha actually has a psychological roadmap to our emotional body and how we can go through the layers. And what's amazing about that is that he said, he told me about Bill Donahue. I said, I heard this guy, Bill Donahue. And he was literally explaining to people, like I explained to you guys, how to actually have what we call a soul infusion. To have your soul come into your body and infuse your heart so that you could be the Christed being that you have always meant to be. Yeah.
Meditation and then the Christ process. And exactly. And this is a lot of this stuff tends to not be learned from him.
I bet.
After that's learned from, okay?
Right,
and
right.
You have to understand, it's Bill Donahue. Bill Donahue that we're looking for is from a hidden meaning. Hidden meanings on YouTube. He's got about 100 videos. There's another Bill Donahue that's like CNN and all this kind of shit. He's a preacher too, but he's an idiot. He's just a regular, stupid ass.
Okay. So it's hidden meanings. Perfect. Awesome.
YouTube channel, and I'm telling you, just go through his list. Just like find one that resonates with you. Oh, I've always really wanted to know about what this means, like Revelation or something. And he goes through it. It's not what you think it is. It's got nothing to do with it. It's all about the chakras. It's all about the whole thing is a manual of the human body.
Yep.
Connected to the Christ stand. And that's what the Bible's showing you. So it's crazy. Instead of this doom and gloom, the devil, stuff like that, he shows you how it all really works. What Sodom and Gomorrah really was, and what all this, the Satan is, and I'm telling you, it's just wonderful. It's so refreshing. It's like taking a nice refreshing mint or something, or a cool glass of water for your brain.
That's awesome.
So it's time, Sonia. You got to check this guy out.
I will. Yeah. I definitely will, and it probably is gonna, definitely resonate on the levels that I've been talking to people about and coaching them with the work that I do. I bet you.
What's great about it is when you start understanding Bill's stuff, and he starts coaching scripture, let's go to Matthew 22:1-12, and you start understanding what it really means.
Yeah.
You start converting all these religious fanatics over to what's proper, what's really going on. It's like the legal to the lawful. Well, here's what the Bible's really saying, and it's so much easier. They'll quote you something, you're like, oh, you mean this scripture where they blah, blah, blah. Well, he didn't mean that. Well, what about this scripture here where he said this, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And it's this person, they can't debate you because you bring forth sense, and they bring forth allegory and, mysticism, and there is no mysticism and allegory. It's just, it's you have to understand the words. It's like a bomb. It's certain words that mean certain things in the Bible. And if you were in the mystic schools, you weren't taught those keys how to unlock the Bible. So it's not Bible code or anything else like that shit. He just goes through it, and you'll have to watch it. It's just
I will. I definitely will.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Wow, John.
I've been at this for like 15 years too. It's probably not a out there when it comes to like energy, free energy, spirituality, you name it. There's like some great Indian masters to learn from, Hassim, Nassim Harrison. Have you ever seen that one? Where he does
Nassim, yeah, I love Nassim. Yeah, I've listened to all of Nassim's stuff and how he shows us, how we've been invaded by ETs forever, and that the sun is actually a stargate, and so is our sun, and so is our planet, and it's like, yeah, it really opens your eyes, and I've been like that my whole life, so I was like, finally, somebody's telling me the truth. Huh.
You gotta check out Stephen Christ, I think his name is.
Okay.
Or Lord Stephen Christ. He's got a weird name, and of course all the people that are geniuses got all this weird fucking shit going on. But anyways, Lord Jesus Christ. And basically what he says is we're in basically a snow globe. That no one's ever been to the moon, that we're actually, like if you go up, 300 miles, it's an absolute glass dome that we can never get out, that the solar system, the stars, everything else are very close. It's actually within the globe. And everything that we've been taught about, space, all that, moon,
it's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yep. And it's pretty crazy. So check him out. He's good for a brain go, what the fuck? But all his science adds up. Let's just put it that way. Stephen Christ's name is. You can't miss him. And it's concave Earth is what it's called. Earth.
Concave Earth. Got it.
It's pretty wild stuff, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, have you ever heard of, I forget his name, what is his name? He actually was connected to the Andromedans, and he's suffering right now. He has cancer and has some other issues, but this guy was talking about this, like, back in the 90s, when people were like, you're a nut job and get away from me.
Get away from Nanu.
Because they don't want to hear that this is the truth. It's like...
You know what? They better believe that there's a man in the sky who has a beard, and that he does everything he can do, and if he doesn't like you, you go to hell.
Which is bullshit. It's all bullshit. And I tell people that because of my own personal experience of dying twice and coming back.
That?
You know?
You tell.
Oh, John, I'll have to send you my book. I just finished it. It's on Amazon. And I had 2 near-death experiences. One when I was 5. I actually died for 5 minutes the first time, and they had pronounced me dead. And the second time it was 10 minutes, and they pronounced me dead. So I've literally been through the journey and back. And I'm telling you, when people say, like what you said, there's a big guy sitting in a chair in the sky, bullshit. It's a flow. It's like an ocean. The only way I could describe it is it's an ocean that never ends of absolute love for life itself. That's the best way I can describe it. And there is nothing in that actually is like evil or corruptible. That happens once things, like I tell people, I know who I am at the core of my being. I created myself into existence. I remember the moment where I created my consciousness into existence. That was not some God that went, okay, now I'm going to create Sonia, and now I'm going to create John, and now I'm going to create Chris. It doesn't work that way. We actually come out of, almost out of creation, and we realize, oh, I exist. And then we form ourselves into, I saw myself as the galactic wind, flowing through galaxies.
We create just for the mere fact that we can't create?
Yes, because there's nothing else. It's just about creation. And the other thing I teach people is through us, having our experiences, we expand the universe. We literally expand the universe, all universes, through our consciousness, through our experiences. We're expanding, that's why there's no end to it. So literally, it's like a lot of people say, you should be like Bashar. You should be known like all these other people, like George Kavasalas and all these other people I can mention. You should listen to George. You would love George. Just like you're sharing these people with me. I'll email it to you. I'll email it to you. George Kavasalas. I'll just email you his website and stuff. He's this Australian bloke. And he's amazing. He's been attacked by ETs his whole life. you know, and he teaches people about this, and he's just like, he's had near-death experiences too. I mean, a lot of us that have had near-death experiences know the truth of what really is going on.
Yeah.
They can't pull the wool over our eyes. And I tell people, that's why I can deal with these really badass demons and all these horrible entities that people have going on, is I could deal with it because I know who I am, and you can't touch me. You can't do it. You can't. Can you contain the wind? Can you contain the air? You can't.
Exactly.
I'm uncontainable. So no matter what the fuck you do to me, it's not going to hurt me. You know, and once you have that concept in your head, you can't die of cancer. You can't have things hurt you because you know who you are at the core of your being.
There you go.
Unless you choose to die. And I tell people that. I say, when people go, what's my destiny? I go, you created it every moment. What do you want your destiny to be?
That's right.
You know, it's like, come on, wake up, people.
It's so great. It is. And definitely we've got to try things like DMT and stuff like that too. So, you know, we've got to see, you know, let's just say creation at the core.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It is one, and it is all connected, and it is all made of the same, everything's all made of the same thing. And yeah, we've definitely seen the fractal.
Awesome. That's awesome. It's awesome that you're seeing the fractal, because I've been like this my whole life, John, and it's been very tough being here. You know, I'm if you're 40, I'm like 13 years older than you, okay? And I don't look it either. I mean, most people look at me and go, God, you look like you're in your 40s. You're the same way, too.
Beautiful. Like, people look at me I'm 40 now, and, well, actually 40 next year, but close enough. And yeah, I definitely pretty good looking for my age.
And I'll tell people, I say, time is a creation of man. It is not in the universe. When I was gone for those 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it felt like time doesn't exist. It's a fiction. It's a fiction just like the fiction they created in the courts. And when people stop living by that clock, I'm telling you, things are going to revolutionize.
I was listening to two good guys who did liquid DMT. Basically, they die. Okay, they die, and they go through these different stages and levels of being, and they remember, you know, leaving behind their humanity or their humanness.
Yeah.
You know, and leaving for that, leaving that, but yeah, getting to this point where they connect something. So this guy, he's talking about like he carved out something else that was even bigger than him.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, we are. That's why and it's so hard to put it into words because there are no words to describe the experience. You know, it's very difficult to like radiate that or actually share that with people. But definitely, that's why I say, you know, that we are like you know, actual creator, actual Collier is his name. He said, we are actually royalty. We are divine royalty on this planet. And that's why there's all these other ET races that are jealous of us, that are angry at us, that want what we have, because all these other ET races are inferior to us. I hate to say it, but they are, because we're such adaptable beings, you know, and we have an amazing ability to transmute and transform and to create things just with ideas in our mind. Because that's.
I also heard that the story about, you know, our asteroid about being that planet Tiamat, and that it was such a drastic thing that they had to create this bodies because of all the different life and species and all that, so they could continue on in the physical reality. You ever heard stuff like that?
I have. I totally have. I've heard all this stuff, John.
Yeah.
You know, and what I could tell you is like. Is that how we became so special in the physical? Is it the spiritual that's so special about us, or is it the physical that's so special about us? No, the spiritual is what's so special about us. But the physical, okay, in the physical, we have been like geoengineered, literally.
Exactly.
But we don't have the geoengineering that they're trying to do now. That's to mix a machine with a human, and that goes against like prime directive. That goes against the laws, okay? You could have a mechanical being that looks biological, and acts biological, but he's never biological. You can't mix the two. And that's what Monsanto and all these creepazoids have been trying to do forever.
Exactly.
And every time they do it, it fails because they're breaking a universal law that can't be broken. You know, and
exactly.
So I have to say,
when you understand you're inside the computer, there's no way to, go against the laws of that computer because the master outside the computer will allow it.
Well, and it's actually, and we're talking two different things. We're talking about a creation itself, like Gaia. We're living on her planet, right? We are part of her. That's the distinction that most people separate us and think, okay, well, I'm not part of her, and that's, and there's some of us that love the mother, that love the creator, the creation being that created this world, that have become this world that we are a part of, and then there are those that are poser, right, and they want to kill her, and they want to kill the bees, and they want to kill the trees, and they want to reform it. I mean, there's a whole thing going on in other levels that I see that people don't see, that they're trying to terraform this planet for another species. And she's finally woken up and said, fuck you. You're not going to do that. This is my planet, and I get to choose what kind of beings I want on my planet. But I will tell you this planet was seeded by many different ET races. That's why we have the vast variety of, like, fruit trees and plants and animals and insects and, and billions of them. And like, I used to channel the Avatar, and what they used to say is, I used to say, this is horrible that all the dolphins are dying or all the bees, and they were like, don't worry, nothing's lost. We have that in our ships, and we'll bring it back. No matter how many times they kill it. We have these live beings, these live specimens, these biological specimens that were created, and that some of them got mixed, because that's part of evolution, and we'll bring them back to the planet, and they'll be even more superior to what they were. I mean, if you listen to Alex Collier, you should listen to his audios or his videos. Cool. He talks about this, and he talks about how our Earth used to be 35% oxygen. We're down to 10%, maybe 8% now. How can we still survive? Imagine that, and that our skins were green, and that we were like the plants and the trees. We were walking trees, is what he talks about us. He said we used to be walking trees, that we just used to do photosynthesis. We didn't need to eat anything on the planet, and I remember those days, John. I remember when I was in Lemuria, which is one of the incarnations of this planet, because it's had several, where we didn't have to eat anything. And we actually vibrated at such a high frequency. We could levitate, we could teletransport ourselves, we could teletransport, crystals. We could actually reformat crystals with our mind.
And again, you stated right from the beginning of this conversation, on the physical plane, we are in a sine wave.
We are.
Up, getting the photonic band. We hit that, we go back into the positive, we hit back down, go back into the negative, we go back. So it's just a cycle that we keep on doing, like an orange. We come from seed, we ripen, we
you got it.
We come back again. So that's you can see that the cycle with the Earth. That's exactly what we're doing. So it's like we'll get to this highness, but then we'll go right back to the low again and start it all over again.
But what's interesting is that every cycle, though, raises the frequency and raises the consciousness. So there's a purpose for the cycles, okay? So it's kind of like Gaia. I call her Gaia, the spirit of this planet. No longer is choosing to go through those cycles to basically let perpetrators that are going to rape her and pillage her, like she has been for the last, 2 billion or 5 billion years. She finally has awoken and said, this planet is no longer going to be used for that. This planet is going to be a planet of light. And she actually is going to turn, her destiny is to become a star. And when I talk to astronomers, they're like, you're right. Most planets do have that cycle, they turn into a star. And that's what's going to happen to her. And it's not far away, John. We think that it's going to be billions of years. It's like maybe a couple of thousand years, and she's going to be there. And what's been channeled to me is that she's going to be in the process of transmuting and turning into that star, into being a nova, I guess a supernova or whatever you call it when a planet does that. we're going to be able to live here, and there are going to be humans here that are going to be physical and non-physical. So the two-dimensional plane is going to disappear. And that's the plane that these legal people live in. You know, that this archontic, if you like, I call it the archons, I call it an archontic template or programming that's been placed upon the earth, and that's dissolving itself, and that's what's happening right now.
What is your view on that we are inside of a big computer?
No, that's bullshit.
No?
That's a fucking lie. That is a lie. Like the Illuminati is trying to put that, and they're talking. If you hear Erin Rothschild, okay, she talks about that. That's all. They mix lies with reality. Okay, they mix lies with fiction, and that, to me, when I listen to her whole conversation about that we live inside a computer and that you can't get out of it, that's their overlaid program they put on the planet while the planet was awakening and wasn't totally conscious.
Interesting. The reason I mentioned that is because another fellow talks about, have you ever listened or read The Forbidden Religion?
I don't think so.
Is that familiar? Okay, basically it talks about like how our spirit is antimatter, okay, that what we really are, and we're placed within a soul that is placed within a body, okay, our antimatter is body.
I get it.
Soul. To create this reality, this whole fate thing and all that comes from, and the physical reality is matter, which is complete opposite of antimatter, okay, and that we're actually trapped here, and that there's actually, like you say, a construct that keeps us here. The white light, you hear about the white light when you die, the white light. And the white light is actually the belt strap to keep reincarnating.
I've heard that, you know, and I'm telling you, John, like when I died, I didn't have that experience at all.
Yeah.
So maybe some of us that are.
That's fascinating. Like this is.
Yeah.
You're gonna have interesting questions for me.
Well, my experience wasn't that at all. In my experience is if you know who you are, and I always have known since I was born to the core of my being what and who I am. You don't have that experience. You can get out of what I call their controlled, if you like, programming, like the movie The Matrix, okay? And The Matrix actually means womb, you know, so it's not a very good name for it, you know, it's the core of it. Yeah. I mean, they always use opposites, right? The archons here and the controllers.
Yeah, when you understand everything's weird and everything in the mirror is fake,
exactly.
Yeah, you can understand it so much.
Right, and I tell people that they had, okay, because I did get rid of it, a mirror spell on the planet so people would stay asleep so that they wouldn't assume any karma. And last year, my partner and I went up on our mountain, on Mount Shasta, that has a huge crystal, and I reversed that. I went, no more. You guys are going to get your karma in full. And all the karma of all your ancestors that you've caused harm to all the humans on this planet. It is time that you pay for your sin, which means missing the mark, for you forcing upon us this, you know, and it goes all the way up outside of the planet.
Have you ever read the Law of One?
Yes, I have read the Law of One, yeah.
Okay, the Law of One looks at it like service to others, service to the self, right?
Yes, correct, exactly.
And at the ones that are you know, the evil, negative, blah blah blah.
Those are all the service to self. You know, it's all about the self.
The ones that are actually making the biggest sacrifice now.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Because they are all going to get to the level of us, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, is that nobody's left behind.
That trip to help us through the negative, to the evil, to
wake up. You
Yeah,
better believe it.
I don't think the karma coming back on them kind of thing.
But that's the fiction. But you know, for every, like I said, for every action that we take, there is not an opposite reaction. I don't believe in that. But there is going to be
let's put it this way. If someone shoots my kid, I want to shoot them back. Okay?
Right.
You know, but do I believe that reality to be punished in their spiritual reality? I don't believe that as a
no. And the truth is, I'm with you on that, because when I was floating in the sea of creation, I call it creation soup, okay? That's my coin term for it. I could have been floating there with the most evil, horrible person here on earth that caused the most amount of pain and suffering, and I would have not known the difference, and there is no judgment up there, okay? There is no judgment. There is no positive. There is no negative or positive like we perceive it here. There is no female or male. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like when you're on ecstasy and you're just in that state of oneness, with everything, and you can feel.
Aware of yourself as an individual.
Oh, absolutely. You better believe it. You don't get disappeared into, because that in. It's hard for me to explain this to you, okay, but the individualization, that's why we need our egos here. Even there, we still take our personality with us, that's been evolving through eternity, really, in different experiences, if we can remember them, on different planetary systems, different galaxies, different universes. So, yes, because it adds to creation. It doesn't take away from. That's what adds to the creation of, to the creation of, I don't want to call it reality because it's multiple realities. It's really the creation of beingness of all at once, and that's why I said there is no time. Yeah, it adds, we cannot, like I tell people, I'm going through this with the bank because I'm actually, if I do it, I learn it. If I don't do it, I can't get it from a book. That's not wisdom. Wisdom we gain from experience. Everything else is just like a mind fuck, seriously.
It is. Yep.
So I tell people that's why you're going through this experience, through this very trying experience. It's because of this issue that you need to transmute and transform, So, bottom line, that's what you need to create into reality. And when people start to get that, they go, oh, I get it. So, I did not see, and I didn't have the experience of some computer shooting my ass back down here. That was not my experience at all, because when I got to the other side, and yes, I was in the divine soup, and then I was with the divine beings that I've been channeling since I was like 47, and I'm telling you, John, they asked me, they didn't say, you have to go back there. They were like, you can stay here with us. You got free will. There's nobody, so I know I wasn't in that supposed, construct, that people do get, there are beings that get stuck in that.
Here's another concept for you. Do you believe that when you die, you can always come back as that 5-year-old child, even if you die at 90?
So whatever I believe and whatever I act or enact as a creator being, I can be. So yes, I can come back in to a 5-year-old body and experience myself as a 5-year-old child, because literally what we are, when you really boil it down, I know we feel physical and I know it feels dense, and we've had the belief systems about getting all that is belief. All of those are embedded beliefs that if we break exactly, that if we break through them, we have a different experience of reality, and there are multiple realities simultaneously. So to me, it's like I'm projecting this holographic image at the highest level of me, of the infinite self. I call myself my infinite self. It's projecting this projection as Sonia Novik here on the planet. Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm also on my other home planet, which is in the Andromeda galaxy, as a basically benevolent queen on that planet, supporting that planet, and at the same time, I'm actually the galactic wind that's flowing to different galaxies and bringing in some kind of frequency that galaxy needs. So simultaneously, I'm living in 5 or 10 or 50 or 10 million different, which is for the little mind of the brain of the human down here can't comprehend. But I have those experiences continuously. So no, what I tell people is, when I have these negative entities and when I have the Illuminati, which, they do come in and they go, we're going to kill you. I go, please do so. Liberate me from this body. You know, please liberate me from this body, you know, because I'm infinite, and I already know it.
I must see why they leave me alone, too. That's like, what are they going to do? Kill me? Oh, they're going to
exactly.
Whoa.
Oh.
Is that all they can do? I'm immortal.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's the experience that you have. You know, my experience has been pretty mundane, pretty boring. I've never had any.
Well, not really, John, because you've done DMT, you've done ecstasy, you've done all these psychogenetic, I forget what they call them, that actually really connect you to the universe, and that connect you to the Earth Mother, and that connect you to the reality, and that's why they made them illegal. That's why they made marijuana illegal. They made, you know, and also because they wanted to try and produce it themselves synthetically, you know, and that's why they're trying to legalize marijuana right now, is because they want to make a synthetic marijuana.
I should do that. I should put a Facebook thing. I should go marijuana, LSD, evil killers.
Yep, they are. Of course. You know, they kill. And you know, like Saint Germain put it so beautifully. He said, you never want to kill the ego, because the ego is something that actually, you know, it gives you that personality, that aspect of you. What you want to do is integrate. The key is to integrate your ego with your soul, you know, with your spirit, because there's layers of us. If your ego can surrender to the soul and to the spirit and to all the other aspects of it, then we become the great beings that we were meant to be. You know, so it's like, it always tells people, don't kill your ego. That's the wrong direction. You want to unify your ego with all the other aspects of you, and then you have truly the God being that you were meant to be creating here on the planet. You know? So to me, it's like when people say, I want to kill my ego, I hate my ego, I'm like, you know what? Your ego is what literally has kept you alive. It's kept you out of harm's way. Why would you want to kill that? You know, what you want to do is you want to unify it. The whole idea is a unification. And that whole concept that you gave me about this is a computer and there's a computer program, maybe on some of a group of people that have been here that
have enacted that into the reality, maybe,
Exactly, that they've bought into that reality too. You know, like the Rothschilds, they've bought into this reality that there's this computer and that the angels and the archangels.
Like you say too, seeing as we are an infinite being in every reality.
Exactly.
Certainly be in a reality where we live in a computer. But
absolutely.
When it comes down to it, we are the computer.
And it's out of choice. You got it, John. It's totally out of choice. So the moment you go, I don't live in that computer anymore, and I live instead in a living, breathing. That's what I choose, because you know I am the wind. You know, at the core of my being, I am the wind. I am one of the elements. So I choose to live that biological experience of being just the wind. You know, and not being anything else. You know, and really being biological, organic, not synthetic. You know, so you want to choose to have a synthetic experience, so be it. You know, that's your choice. Go for it. Have your synthetic experience. Once you have that, though, John, you are going to graduate. That's what I tell people, because everything is evolving, everything is growing, and that's why I never look at people and, like, I'll look at people and see if they're ready to work with me at my level of consciousness. If they're not, I bless them on their way, and I do, like, lower my frequency to their level and their understanding, because I know one day they'll get to the level where I am, where you are, where others are. You know, that's our destiny. Our destiny, I mean, creation doesn't end. Do you think they're going to end? No, that's just the experience they chose to have.
That's right.
This time frame, in this moment, in this lifetime.
Can you imagine if we were born into a world of pussy clouds and sweetness, and that was all we experienced our whole life and died? What would we learn?
Boring. Boring.
Sex process. Let's say that the politics and look at the real fucking evolutionary learning going on.
You do. I mean, I tell people that the friction that's causing us to awaken are these beings at the top that are squeezing us. You know, squeezing.
You think that Higgs negative? love the negative. Said nothing but love to the negative and nothing but destroy it faster.
Basically, but it's like I want to, I'm helping these guys when they get their karma back. I don't mean it in a bad way. I don't mean you're going to die and you're going to this and you're going to that. I mean, in a way, I'm helping their evolution too. I'm helping them to evolve faster,
If they lose their job and end up in the streets, and that's what it takes for them to, reach that higher level of humanity, well, then so be it.
But if it doesn't, they're going to keep hitting their head up against the wall and keep doing what they're doing, and they'll keep waking up more and more of the masses, So you're right. I agree with this guy that he said that they actually sacrificed themselves this time around to be the supposed bad guys to wake us all up. I agree.
Evolve this flight, they got to come back and do it again. But they're evolving other people. They're evolving some others. So it's like, wow, if we didn't have them, then we would be evolving. So
and we all take turns in that, John. Like when I tell people, and people really freak out when I say this to them, so I say, I have been the darkest of dark. I have been worse than all the people at the top, okay?
We are the light of the light. We are all of it.
We are all of it, exactly. And the moment you embrace, the people that don't embrace their darkness, or what I call the shadow material, are the most fucked up. And the people that do embrace their darkness and realize, yeah, I'm also the very dark, and I'm the very light, and I'm all the colors of the spectrum.
Definitely have a very dark comedy. We're very morbid sometimes. And we are we're very nice and very light people too. But we're very dark and very like this. So we're balanced. Yin and yang. We're balanced.
Exactly.
They're kind of freaky. You just kind of wait for them to always snap or something, or get these Jeffrey Dahmer motherfuckers, that have been hiding for all these years, or just been all this shit repressed, and they wonder why they lose their mind.
Right.
Exactly.
But even that, it's like the way I saw the Jeffrey Dahmers and all these beings when I was in heaven, is I saw that they were just, first of all, I recognized because I was already up there, and I was still me, and I was like, wow, that body is just like a shell, like a vessel that I was using temporarily, but I'm still me, and here I am, and that's how I'm able to do all this spiritual work with lost souls, literally people that have lost their bodies and they're still stuck here. That's what I call, like the Tibetans call it the bardo. That's the bardo, is when you have, ghosts here, stuck here, because they don't know, they like missed the opportunity or somehow, and it's usually based on guilt, based on I'm not worthy, based on I still have things to do, based on, very few are based on trauma, that they had so much trauma that they missed the boat, because, well, like I tell every single one of them, and I was on the phone with a client, for free, literally, because I was trying to help this 19-year-old, and he said, all my powers got taken away. I said, you gave permission for that? No, I didn't. I said, you can argue with me all you want, and you're going to hate me before you love me, but there's going to come a time when you're going to wake up, and these words that I've told you are going to resonate in you, and you're going to go, oh my God, she's right. I said, you create every single event in your life. Right. You create it. Because he was trying to blame, somebody stole it from me, and somebody took it away, and somebody did this to me, and I said, when you're pointing one finger out at them, you have 4 fingers pointing back at you. And I said, you better look at that hand. And once you realize that and you take responsibility, which means ability to respond to the cause and effect that you have caused onto yourself, is when you're going to change your paradigm. Till then, I said, you put yourself in your own jail.
Yep, and that's the reason we were able to come out the other side of what we did.
Exactly!
The whole time we were in it, we were going, holy fuck, this is the most negative, horrible experience. This is our worst nightmare. And then we realized, we created our worst nightmare. We created the experience.
You did. To get out of it.
It possibly ever happened to us, and then come out the other side more powerful than we've ever been in our life.
Exactly. That's why I tell people. It is. I tell people it hasn't killed you. It's going to make you stronger, guaranteed. And I told him, I told this kid, I said, you're afraid of your divinity, and that's what you're running away from. Because you told me, you said, oh, I felt the power and it was too powerful. And I said, you're afraid of God. You're afraid of the God being within you. And you may deny it to me, and you may say, oh, no, I want it back. Now that you actually, like, deleted it from yourself, and you want it back, I said, when you wake up and realize you did all this yourself, that's when you're going to gain it back. And I said, it's going to be 10 times more powerful. You know, because he was worried about, what if it comes back, like, half-assed or just a little bit? And I said, that's up to you. What do you want to create?
Yep.
It's like, you know, I'm already in that mode, John. So, you know, I'm already in the mode of, like, I know I'm a creator being. I know I'm a creator God. So what do I want to create on this planet? And what I create into existence through my words, through my handwriting, through my actions, will come back to me. You know, because that is the law. That is the universal law. That's not just the law here, but it's more embedded here in 3D so we can get that feedback. It's like a feedback loop. It's a feedback mechanism. That's the way I look at it. So I go, I want to create, you know, positive things into existence. I want to create, you know, if my dad created this bank account and he wanted me, because I'm the youngest of the family. Why would he give it to the youngest? It's like, and he knew I was super spiritual. I know that's why he did it, is because I helped him transition, you know, in that hospital.
Yeah.
You know, so he knew, he said, this being really knows her stuff spiritually, and I know she's going to do incredible things with this money that's been sitting there for 30-some years or 20-some years at the time. And I trust her innate abilities, and thank God I didn't mess with that back then, because I really would have screwed it up, you know, to do something to benefit mankind, because we do transact, unfortunately, here, like Alex Collier, you know, the Andromedans go, why do you have money? What the hell is that? You know, you're born on a planet where you have to pay for your living?
Yeah, now we got to pay to live.
That's insane. That's fucking insane. Yeah. But until we get rid of that paradigm, and that's my whole idea about the schools, is we can start training and educating people about that, you know, and people get a new way of seeing reality and a new way of creating things, then we could get rid of money. So in the meantime, if I can make good use of that money that my dad put in that bank account, not just for me, I mean, thank God I'm not 22 and wanting the mansion and wanting the cars and all the bullshit that they sell you here, the material shit. Quite the opposite. It's like, let's do some real good stuff with this and create a lot of spiritual teachers, a lot of teachers that, like Carl, a lot of people that are, like you said, you know, that are really the geniuses, you know, in that field that can come and teach the masses how to really live and who they really are.
Get structured courses of that information would be nice. We get those wrote down in the structured course.
That's what I want to, John. That's what I want to do. I want to create like a library on the internet where we have these people actually doing their webinar and actually videotaping them like you do on YouTube and doing audio clips and then people can come and whenever they want to learn this stuff at their own pace, they can come to the school and do that. You know, and then having physical places for the teachers that do want to go out and teach people in person, because we do need that physical contact with each other to do that, you know, but to have the vehicle to be able to do that, you know, and teach people who they really are, because that's really, I feel like I came to this planet, I incarnated this lifetime into this planet to liberate the planet. I didn't come for anything else, and if in the process the assholes want to kill me, fine, kill me, I'll be back, if I choose to. If I choose to, you know. It's like, you want to kill me? Go for it. You know, I'll be back. I've been back 10,000. You've killed me 10,000 times in 10,000 different ways.
It's not the first time I've died here.
I've
been here before.
Exactly.
There's no room in non-existence for existence. I exist. There's no room in non-existence for me.
You know, and the trippy thing that I tell people about when they have a disease, I go, just remember, I put it in mathematical terms because some people understand it that way, but I tell them, your body is 90% empty space. So if you send that illness to the empty space, how's the illness going to affect you now? And they kind of go, huh? And I go, you know, you're like a wormhole. The outside looks like it's physical. The inside is infinite. That's the infiniteness of us. That's the emptiness of us. It's not really empty, but it is.
Like there's no time, so the the consciousness is always been. Always.
There's no ending to it. And these crazy, the crazy people that get at the top of the pyramid and go, oh, we're going to destroy matter. They do have some antimatter machines, I will tell you that.
The CERN machines are trying to antimatter demons and shit from the, I've heard about that.
Yeah, they're trying to do all this crap, which is really interesting, because it's going to have a different effect than what they expect. But, the quantum field cannot be destroyed, and we are a quantum field. We literally are a quantum field, and what we are is a hologram, okay? A projection of the infiniteness that we are. And if you try to destroy that, well, good luck to you. Really, there's people that come to me, John, because there's other spiritual teachers teaching all this bullshit about how your soul can be eaten by these other entities and how your soul is, there's a leg of you here and there's an arm there, and I'm like, bullshit! You can't touch the infiniteness of us. You can't. It's impossible. It's an impossible mathematical equation because we are infinite beings that cannot be destroyed. Does our energy shift and change into different forms? You better believe it. Isn't that creation? Isn't that creating? That's not what I coin miscreating. That's actually creating yourself into something else. So if in next lifetime you want to be a big cat and have the experience of a big cat, so be it. That's what you'll do. So it's like I look at this and I go, it's a very funny game, and sometimes I do buy into it and I do get angry. And I do get irritated because of all the harm that's being caused, but at the same time I have to look at that is the friction that's waking all these souls are up. Yeah. They're star seeds to remember their origin of who they truly are at the core of their being. And once they do, all this shit will stop instantaneously. Like why do I tell people, why am I always protected? Why does never come?
Or like the star says, I don't know if I agree that the world will ever be a perfect utopia, because like Bashar says, this is what he calls a grand master planet.
Yeah. Only the grand masters. Exactly. I always say, planet. You know what? I always say, if you're a wimp, you're not going to last here very long. You have to be like a spiritual warrior, or if you like, a master actually, even re-remembering your masterhood in order to persist and still be on this planet and able to transmit that to the planet, So in a way I agree with him, and in a way I don't, because I have seen the future of the planet, and when she chooses otherwise, it'll be done. Because this is her soul,
Yeah, exactly. It's not,
but there are other planets that are also master planets that we can all go to and keep this evolutionary educational process. It doesn't mean that because Earth decides, you know what, I'm done with this and I'm going to become a star, I'm going to become like non-physical and physical, and there's going to be a different vibrational frequency that's going to be here, because that's what she's doing basically.
Well, when we say Earth, we have to remember too, there's not one Earth.
No, there isn't. There's multiple. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm with you, John.
There's already Earths that have already gone supernova. There's already Earths that have died. There's already Earths that have, destroyed themselves in nuclear wars. There's already Earths that have had people that completely awakened.
Yeah.
So it's what you and I, really want to experience.
Exactly, and it's also what she's asking from us. Because I do have a deep connection to the soul of this Earth, and she's awakening, and she's asking. She's asked for assistance for all of us to awaken. So the moment that she actually starts awakening, it's going to wake up all of humanity, no matter who you are, and you're either going to check out because the vibrational frequency is going to be too intense for you.
Exactly.
Or you're going to what I call vibrate yourself out of this reality. Because this reality is definitely changing.
That other planet. You're going to be left behind on that other planet.
Exactly.
Reality.
But you know what? You're not left behind because because that's where you're at. That's where your evolutionary process is, you know? You're just, and like the Avatar puts it so beautiful, they said, nothing's lost, nobody's left behind, you're just at different evolutionary processes or steps in your own consciousness. That's it, you know? So it's like, yeah, the beings that actually are, and that's why I'm going to send you, I'll send you my book. I'm going to order like 10 copies and I'll mail you my book, John, so you could read it. But, you know, the Avatar talks about this very beautifully and very succinctly and basically, you know, talks in a very loving, kind way, you know, that definitely, you know, there are other dimensions, other worlds that those beings that choose to be in the control, dominating, power experience, and the ones that want to play into that and need them to wake them up are going to go to this other planet, because they're definitely also talking about this planet that we're inhabiting right now. She's ready to ascend, if you like, her consciousness to a higher vibrational frequency that doesn't have that, you know. So it's kind of interesting. So maybe Bashard is looking at this Earth, you know, at one of the multiple aspects of this multiple, you know, millions of this Earth. So what dimension is he coming from, and what dimension is he expressing that this is going to happen?
He's saying that basically everybody has the choice. Each and every one of us has the choice of what world we're going to experience. It's not a matter of this world going to be destroyed. It's the reality that you want to go. You want to put. It's a frequency that you're going to align with. Of that reality of that Earth, of that parallel dimension of that Earth. So
right.
If you're aligned with the parallel dimension of the Earth that's going to excel and going to repair from the radiation, all that kind of stuff, you will go with that reality. If you're going to go with the reality, well, we're going to go World War III, we're going to be bombed.
So he's actually he is talking in multiple realities and multiple experiences, and that we get to choose. You know, it's not only what you get to choose by our thoughts, but I tell people you get to choose.
I proved it with the whole law thing. You know, I proved that I went from a world that had no law in it, that was completely lawless, I had no clue of, and then I completely created a whole other world that completely, like now I live in a whole other world that is so different than what I came from.
Right.
There's no doubt in my mind that we can create realities.
Right. So my premise is, if you did that, aren't you then a creator God? Truly a...
Where I manifested.
I manifested.
We created so fast and so effortlessly that we don't even realize we're creating.
That's right. And that's why I tell people you really got to watch your thoughts, because you either are going to miscreate, and that's my coin word, is you're going to miscreate reality, or you're going to co-create reality and create a beautiful reality for you with the universe.
Exactly. Here's the last thing I'll say, and then I've really got to go.
Okay, John.
What Jessie did to her keys, she said that she died, and it completely, like, she was gone, and when she was coming back, she remembered creating the reality. She remembered watching it come together so that she could have her consciousness back to this reality.
Yep.
You know, and watching it create right in front of her consciousness. You know.
Yep.
And
consciousness does create reality. Hey, John, I have a question for you. Can I put this segment of our conversation on my radio show? Is that okay with you?
Oh, I don't care.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. I just needed to ask you permission, so if you ever hear it, you'll go, oh my God, I'm on the radio. This was an awesome conversation. Awesome. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we should have a good spirit. We used to have a bunch of spiritual nights on SuiTourist.me. Yes, I'm going to be on the radio. That's www.SuiTourist.me.
There you go. Yeah, no, definitely.
We used to have spiritual conversations like that all the time. You know, where we'd basically, you know, sit back and let's talk about the reality of what this is and what we are. And,
right.
You know, and we had some amazing conversations. Yeah, that you know, there's some really aware people there that are really starting to get what we are.
There's a lot of awake people that are really getting what we are, you know, and there's a lot of like I call them pathfinders, or that are blazing the trail in front of other people, so the people that are waking up can get it and go, oh, okay, I get it.
Exactly.
So very cool. Well, it was great talking to you, John, and I hope we do this again because this was really fun.
And like I say, we'll do some mock court too, which we wanted to do, and we'll still get together with that. Okay. I don't know, maybe around this week or something we'll do that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the conversation.
All right, John. Sounds great. Let's connect on email and see when we can get together and do the mock thing for me standing in my court.
I'll touch on Carl again this week and see what he's saying too.
That would be awesome. All right.
All right. We'll talk. Take care.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Okay.